localradio.com. Tim Rice in studio with us this morning. It's Tuesdays with Tim. Hello, Tim.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Sorry for your loss. We'll start with that.
Oh, I know where he is.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yes, that's my favorite thing to
and
say.
I knew you would. You of all people could make a joke about this.
I've been joking about it for 2 weeks.
I think you have to.
I've made everybody around me completely uncomfortable by doing so.
Not me. You guys were over a couple weeks or last week or something, and we were joking away about it. You have to. I think if you don't laugh, you're going to break down and cry. Which is okay,
with all the differences my father and I had, he was a jokester.
Yeah.
So like he's a pun.
Honor the man.
He's a pun man.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate puns, but he loved puns. And like my eulogy was, this is the coolest event that Dad's not at. He would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole big,
there. And
yeah, the wake would have been horrible with my father being there. The line would have been out the door because he would have loved to listen to everybody talk about him.
Right.
Yeah, like it's such a weird system. Like we celebrate people when they can't hear us.
Yeah,
and I know spiritual and you can go in, but I'm not. You're not listening the same detail that you were listening before. Yeah.
And we also tend to live by traditions that we don't understand anymore.
They're very outdated.
And I think that'll change as, people leave us. But I know leaving yesterday, the wake, I thought to myself, I planned mine. And it's going to be, what you did was nice. Don't get me wrong.
No, what I did was his.
Well, it's his.
He planned it and I didn't.
He did. Okay. Yes. So that was all him.
Yeah, my father planned everything down to the
different generation.
Correct.
I want a gathering of people in Hawaiian shirts and cargo shorts. I don't know. Yeah. Fun music playing, past the ashes. That could be a game that we play.
The theme of this whole show should be changed to always generational talk. Right. Like that's all we talk about is generational.
That's the podcast.
But it's definitely a generational thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, cemeteries are outdated. Like why do we do that?
Yeah.
And then the whole the woman who handled the whole ceremony. And by the way, the funeral parlor we used is the best I've ever been to.
They were very nice.
They were awesome. Yeah, Hayes and Northborough.
Why Northborough, by the way?
My father planned everything.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Does he have ties to Northborough or the funeral home?
I'm sure he had a coupon.
Okay. They were very nice.
Yeah, I'm not lying. I went to meet with the guy and he's like, yeah, I did. I had to give your dad a discount because, I'm like, of course you did.
He talked to
That's
me?
What my dad did. Yeah. It gets worse. Like you were able to come at the beginning and then leave. We had to stay and we had to drive from Northborough to Natick to bury the man.
Oh, wow.
A funeral procession that went for 45 minutes.
On the highway.
On the highway.
Never seen a funeral procession on a highway.
Most people haven't. So when they're merging, they're not looking for a funeral procession.
Right.
They're just trying to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a nightmare.
Do you think this was one of your dad's last puns, so to speak?
No, this is my dad's full consistency of over his lifetime of just not thinking things all the way through. Because when he bought the funeral plot in 1986, by the way.
Wow.
He was 34 years old. He bought it. With my grandparents because, again, they got a deal. And it was in Natick. That's where my grandparents are.
Okay.
But he lived in Medway. And it's not that far. And his church at the time was in Holliston. So things were fine. But he then lived another 50 years and life got bigger. But he still owned that plot. So it became a thing.
Can you sell a plot? I don't know. Once you buy it,
they're worth money.
Yeah. I would imagine if he bought it in 86, it's worth
land.
Something.
You're technically buying land, and they own the land. And the funeral guy's like, Jesus, he got a deal on this thing. I'm like, it was 86.
Yeah.
He's like, that's crazy. And then the funeral director and myself were the same age, and he's like, yeah, most people our age don't. I'm like, I don't have a plot. I don't want a plot.
No.
I want to be cremated.
So the thing is, and this is about to get deep here, but depending on what you believe in, you go somewhere else. That's the majority of people, I think, would think that you go somewhere else.
Even in my stance of what I believe or do not believe, you go somewhere else.
Okay, somewhere wherever
you're not there anymore.
So a body in the ground
is a body in the ground.
It's a body in the ground, and your body is next to another body that you were related to, but you can't communicate because supposedly you're communicating somewhere else.
But you're in a $2,000 box that's shiny and got cushions.
It's another thing.
And you're full of chemicals. And I don't understand
any
of this. It's all money. Everything's money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm much like in the way of my father. I'm also cheap, but I look at every line item, and I looked at every line item on this thing, and it's like, this is insane.
Oh, I can remember being upsold with the funeral director who was really close to my dad. They were like best friends. And I couldn't understand why we're being upsold on something. It's like, dude, just do what you do and give us a deal and let's move on.
So my dad pre-purchased everything. And he used to brag about it. It's like, everything's taken care of. Everything wasn't taken care of. I found that out, according to the check I had to write yesterday. But he picked his casket. And it was the lowest casket on the thing. But, and again, still really nice. Like, because I'm my own stance here. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if you put me in the ground, what does it matter? Like,
don't even give me a box.
I don't buy the nicest thing and then bury it. Doesn't make any sense to me. But the lining changed since my dad ordered it.
Oh.
And the funeral director is like, your dad was very insistent on the lining, and we're so sorry. Like, the manufacturer has changed the lining. And I'm just sitting across from the guy at a table just like this going, so?
He's not here.
He can't see it. You're sewed his eyes closed. Like, I don't understand why this is none of this makes sense.
For all the ghost stories we've ever heard, has a ghost ever come back and said, you changed the lining and now I'm haunting you forever?
I don't know. I will ask my dog, because we walk through a cemetery every day with the dog, and we believe Reka. She stops and she looks around like we think she can see people. Okay. So we'll ask her. Like, but it
just seems silly, doesn't it?
It seems very silly. But they say dust to dust, ash to ash, like that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where's embalming fluid in that? Like, that's a big miss on the poem. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it differently. I learned a lot about my family. I learned a lot about myself in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
It's been tough. It's over. This part's over. Now I got to do financial stuff. And
not easy losing parents. You get older, you're losing more people, aunts and uncles.
Very
and
expensive to die.
It is. It is.
And that's been my mantra. You think it's costly to live? Try dying.
Just bury me in the backyard. With the cat.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you sprinkle your ashes somewhere.
Well, it's the ashes for me. It'll be ashes and it'll be sprinkled somewhere. Lake Lashaway. I don't know. I'll find something.
But the boomers are holding on to an industry that is making people a lot of money.
We were upsold. We didn't buy it, but they tried to upsell us a pendant or a locket that had my dad's ashes in it, or they could put it in a diamond
in a stone or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. You know where they make the most money for that? Dogs.
Oh, absolutely. Well, cats. I mean, we have got boxes of cats that we threw away recently. I hate to say that, but it's like, what are we doing with these?
Yeah.
The cat lives on somewhere else.
In the basement. Yeah. It's crazy. It's just fascinating that the industry to it.
The death industry.
The death industry is huge, and I get it because it brings peace to a lot of people, but at the same time, it's draining a lot of bank accounts.
I think that's what it's doing. It's making the people who are alive feel better.
It's all about the people that are alive, not the people, because I don't want any of the stuff they're doing to you. Like
prolonging life. Yeah. That's just you.
I would
you know what I mean?
Not Thelma and Louise it.
But
like, just it's over. Die in my favorite car, and
it'd be nice if there was options. Like maybe that's the new funeral home is we will help end your life the way you want to end it.
There are, you can be cut from a tree. Like that's a big one.
But I mean, they'll help end it. They won't help after the fact.
That. No, compassionate death is something I'm very big on right now.
Like they've got a parking lot full of Thelma and Louise cars, and it's like you buy the car and you get to drive it off the cliff.
Yeah. That sucks with a car though. You can't reuse it.
Well, it's not a real car. It's like the shell of a car, and it's got a lawnmower engine.
It's a good way to get rid of old cars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like we could
Cars for Kids should shift their focus to that. I can say that because isn't there something going on with Cars for Kids?
I don't know.
I think we found out that they're not legit or something.
That seems completely possible, but I had not heard about that.
I hope so.
They should be all killed instantly for the song.
That commercial with the kids is still on. With those kids from the 90s.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And they're all old now.
They're probably all dead.
What else is
fun?
What else is going? No, this is good. Do you find that therapeutic? I find talking about things like this.
I talk about it a lot. I'm very open about this whole thing.
Not knowing who's listening, that's very therapeutic.
No, it is what it is. Yeah,
it's life.
And death.
The circle of life.
Yeah, I don't need any more songs.
Okay.
I will say the last thing I want to say about my dad was really cool. we had a lady come to the house and interview us so that we could have somebody do the service, and then I did the eulogy. And he originally put into his paperwork, I want a Protestant minister, and then like, so they told me you have to go get a Protestant minister. I'm like, I don't even know where to get a Protestant minister, and if I did, it's just going to be a fight. So why would I do that? And my dad didn't go to church. I'm like, why do we need this?
Right, yeah.
So the guy's like, well, you have other choices. Well, what are the other choices? And he goes, well, you just get like a celebrant to come. I'm like, that's what I want. I want that. And he goes, well, my wife is one. I'm like, of course she is. Like, so you get more money. And so, and she was awesome, Rachel. I couldn't express more gratitude for her because she came to my house and interviewed me and my siblings and my mother. And then she wrote this beautiful thing about my dad, and she got to know us, and then it was cool. It's just cool to have this history. And where am I going with this? And then you learn stuff about that whole thing. And one of the things was, nobody in my house can tell you what my father listened to for music.
Yeah.
He was a very private guy when it comes to that stuff, or he just didn't listen to music.
Right.
So it's just like, well, what songs do you want to play? Like, everybody's just staring at each other. Honestly, I have no clue. I bought my dad a Buddy Holly CD, like when CDs came out, and he just laughed at me going, what am I going to do with this? I'm like, oh, I thought you liked Buddy Holly, because I did when I was 14. I'm like, okay, sorry to try. Because music's a huge part of my life. It's just not my dad's. My sister-in-law had to find a credit card or something in my dad's wallet, and she goes, oh my God, I remember something. And she goes in, my dad has a sheet in his wallet that is soft. Like, paper has just been in your wallet for a long time, becomes like cloth.
Yeah.
Like, that says the songs to play at my funeral.
Are you kidding me?
No. And numerous times things were crossed out, rewritten.
Wow.
And he had 5 songs he wanted played at his funeral on a list in my dad's handwriting. So my dad is a left-handed cursive writer. So reading my dad's writing is like reading transcript. Like you like Sanskrit. You can't read it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, oh my God, like that's the only thing I want to keep. I want to frame that.
Sure.
Like, because it was just funny because he would cross stuff out and write something else down. So he had this thing for a long time.
So what was on it? Like, what was one of the
horrible
songs?
Yeah. Horrible songs. The Dance. Yeah. Something that literally had his name in it, like a religious song, Now Thou Art. Like, okay. I just thought that was funny. Yeah. Like, I'm like, it wasn't, it's supposed to be Now Thou Art, but it's art.
Oh, because it had art in it.
But it had art in it.
Your dad's name.
He had a lot of country songs. Huh. But you learned
something by that.
We learned, and we played those songs, and we all rolled our eyes because they were horrible. Like an Elvis tune. But it's just funny. It's like he walked around with this thing in his wallet.
Yeah, and changed it.
And changed it. The changing is what's fascinating, because like blue ink, red, black ink, like they were different. Like this thing was in his wallet for a while. Like this wasn't recent. That
makes me want to do it.
I think we should all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and like, I have a sheet on my computer that says if I die, open this. And like, and it's just, here's this stuff. I want my mother to, if she's with us, to just sit dead center in the front, because that's just, I just want to torture her. I don't know why. And then I want my wife to sing Let's Hear It for the Boy. I really think that would be nice.
Danny accompanying her on guitar.
Yeah, and I want everybody to join in.
Yeah,
like, and that's a wish. Like, Let's Hear It for the Boy is a great tune.
Yeah,
and we don't hear it enough at funerals, and I don't want to hear that.
I want Highway to Hell just to mess with my mom.
That would work.
Like really soft music, some nice stuff, and then all of a sudden, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and that's how they bring like however you come in the room, like it's smoke. Like,
that's another thing to plan is how do I enter the room?
Yeah, why are you already there? Like, this should be.
Oh, I want to make an entrance,
because if you go to a concert, the band's not on the stage.
That's true. Oh, that's what we do is we set our funerals up like concerts.
Correct. But the boomers don't, or the previous generations don't. Like they that would be like you're going, and like AC/DC's just standing on the band waiting for you to come in, and then you go, oh, it's time
just waving to people.
Okay, hi, buddy. And then we play. No. I want entrances.
I want the lights to flicker as if like show's starting in 5 minutes.
So so we did have a conversation with the funeral director. So my grandfather, Wally, he passed away in 1998, not the day before my daughter was born. He was my best partner in crime when it came to this stuff. And when him and I would go to funerals together, we would always get yelled at. Like he would appreciate the entrances and this stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a hall in Holliston. I think it's Cheshire.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where most of my family's funerals ceremonies were. And I think it was my Uncle Bob. My Uncle Bob was an awesome man, but he passed away, and we're in that old building. I don't know if you've ever been in it. It's very old. And up in the 90s, they had the push buttons, lights, push this one to go in. Yeah. My grandfather and I would go around whenever we see lights and figure out, where does this go? So there's a light in that building at one time that must have changed when they renovated the whole place to make it the funeral home from a house. That if you push this light in that room, the light switch would come on.
Okay.
Well, that room is the casket room. And my grandfather's going, I just wish I could figure out what this light is doing. And the light is going on and off in the casket room. And my mother comes around the corner, what the fuck? And just starts screaming at us. And my grandfather's like, what? Like, I can't figure out where this light's going on. And the light in the casket room is going on. And it's like one of my favorite funeral memories ever.
Sure.
Yeah. And then it became a joke because then a lot of people were dying at that time. So we would go, it's like, let's flip more light switches. So yesterday we go into their building and I'm like, oh, there's light switches. Like, and the guy's like, what are you doing? And the really nice Jeff guy that was running the place. So I tell him the story. He goes, yeah, don't play with our light switches. I'm like, okay, but my grandfather would, just so you know. Yeah. But you got to have fun at these things.
I think so, because the people that you're honoring most likely are people who enjoyed life, right? I mean, why make it so somber if it's a celebration of life? Isn't that what it's called? A celebration of life?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I mean, I'm the eldest. My mom is in a chair, so I was the one standing at the casket. I heard everybody's stories, and not one sad story about my dad. Like, every story was good.
Right.
His bar showed up.
That's nice.
Yeah, the whole bar showed up. Yeah.
They even brought the bar.
It was crazy. Like, we've always thought my dad had secret lives, and and all our parents do, and like you get to see part of it. Like,
he had friends that you didn't know.
He had a lot of friends that you didn't know. Yeah.
What about that standing in line for 2 hours, Bull? I mean, that's...
Oh, me?
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't enjoy that.
I was able to excuse most everybody, so I took the bullet.
Yeah.
You know, I did feel bad. I don't want to stand there for 2 hours. I don't think anybody should. But at the same time, I feel bad if you come. Someone should thank you. Like, and that's what
I get that.
I struggled with that because I didn't want to be there either.
Yeah.
And I escaped a couple times when it was the lulls, but my father had a decent turnout, and so I made sure that every person that came to the casket got my hand shook.
I guess that's nice.
You know, because I
just never know what to say to the person.
And you don't. And I don't. All I just said was thank you. Like, I didn't need to know your story. If you wanted to tell me more, and a lot of people did, they did. Right. But I just feel obligated to. You made the effort. You know, somebody from the family should shake your hand. Like, that's
another thing. I'm standing in front of the casket. Not so much at your thing yesterday, but if I'm standing in front of the casket and somebody's a chatty Cathy next to me, I'm trying to get away from the body. I just paid my respects. Now move me away from the butts. Move on.
I moved a lot of people on yesterday.
Just move.
Like, that was a big thing. I go, oh no, we'll catch up later.
Right.
Because there's people behind them. And you're sticking them in front of the casket. Yeah. So I controlled the traffic for a while. You know. And it's just
handshake, sorry.
But I think I owe that too. Like, because nobody wants to be at these things, and we do them. And why do we do this to ourselves? I have no idea.
And I think people tell stories because they feel like they need to.
They got to fill the space.
I got to fill space. Yeah. It can't just be sorry for your loss. Move on. People feel like, oh, I got to say something about the guy, but it should be meant for later.
It's funny. I wrote my father's eulogy 4 times in 3 days, and then I wrote it the last version the night before. Like, right before, and I mentioned things that I knew would be said in the receiving line, like, because I just predicted.
Right.
You know my dad. My dad was good.
Yeah.
My dad was charming, and my dad was funny. Like, okay. And it's written in the line. It says, it's on the paper going, as all of you told me as you came through.
And they did.
Yeah. Like, they did what I wanted them to do to make my eulogy work. But at the same time, I wrote it before I knew you were going to do it, just because it was very predictable.
I guess it is also nice to hear so many good things about a loved one. Like, when my dad passed, maybe seeing the reaction of some people that surprises you. Like, I've never seen that guy cry before.
Yeah.
And he must have really liked my dad.
Your eulogy was incredible.
I don't know if that was so much of a eulogy.
It was a tribute.
Yeah. We just got on the mic.
It's a eulogy. If you stand up in front of somebody, you can use that space in any way you want. Yeah. That is literally the definition of a eulogy. You chose to use it in a way that and I mean this politely, it was a one-man show. But it was highly respectable, and I'm not going to lie to you. When I wrote mine, I thought of yours.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't even plan it. It was just...
I didn't want to plan mine. That was the whole thing. I didn't want to plan. For years, I knew what I wanted to say. But at the same time, I knew that I had a very specific time, and I knew my dad's was going to be a little bit more older, so I needed to kind of... Like, I knew the audience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, me too, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go too far off.
Right.
Because out of respect to my mom, but... mine had a lot of humor in it, and then there's a lot of I had one I had written. Actually, the only person to have read it other than my wife is your wife. And I don't know if she shared it with you or not, but it was the first draft, and I love it. And it will never be seen by the light of day because I liked writing it, and then a couple days later, I'm like, I can't do this.
Too much. It was
too much. Yeah, it was too much about me, and I didn't want it to be about me.
Right.
But it was about us. But it's just, but it all tied to what my dad does.
And it was what you were going through at the time. Not thinking.
Yeah, it was therapeutic.
The whole. Yeah.
It was very therapeutic
to write it. Is good. Yeah.
And then the days go by, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. And I'm glad I didn't. But then it's funny because the kids knew I had it. And so then we were driving through the procession, and the kids asked about it. We want to read it. I'm like, well, I'll tell you about it. And I told them about it because it's just a story from my past that my dad and I had an experience together. But it ties to my dad meeting people and just knowing people all over the place. But at the same time, I was trying to quit a college. And 10:30 on a Wednesday night, my dad opened up a pizza parlor because he knew a guy. And the guy made us pizza, stayed late, and then my dad and I had an adult conversation for the first time in our lives about something important. That's my dad. Like, he had the ability to knock on somebody's window. And I found out earlier, he called them, said, hey, my kid's going through some crap. Can I come and bring him down? I don't know where that pizza parlor is. I don't know who the guy is. I've never seen him again. But my dad could do that. And that was my dad's superpower. So, but there was a whole long thing about how we got there.
I feel like that's something you could do at this point. So you're kind of following in your dad's footsteps as far as
that was the theme of my eulogy. Yes. So nature, nurture, I'm adopted. So I the nurture I gained from my father is the ability to talk to people. My nature is I'm an introvert. So it's this ironic twist. My dad superpower is to be able to talk to anybody, but he did it with charm and concern, and I believe my superpower is the same superpower, but my base is wise ass and snide. But they work. But then my whole eulogy is based around the fact that both of us can talk to anybody on the planet, and that's our superpower. And then you flip the page, and it literally, and I don't know how it worked out that way, but it worked that way that it was at the top line of the next page in bold, because I wanted to make sure I had it right. It said, with every superpower comes a weakness, and our weakness is we couldn't talk to each other.
Wow.
And that's the whole basis of my eulogy. Because my dad and I couldn't talk well.
And that's our generation and their generation. Because it was the same with my dad too. We didn't really communicate.
But we could talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And it was just really weird.
Your dad was always the welcome wagon whenever we came over and he was over. You'd have parties with friends and family, and he was the first to
greet anybody, last to say goodbye.
Ask how everyone's doing. And it was nice.
Always had a grin on his face.
I don't know if I did the eulogy at the funeral home, or I know we did it at the after party.
You did too.
Did I do one at the funeral home?
Yeah.
That one I don't remember.
You came out from behind the podium.
Okay. Was I introducing people maybe?
No.
Okay.
No. You don't. It was good. So I remember some of your relatives not appreciating it.
Well, the one I was thinking of was at the after party.
After party, you had a great speech.
Really? Jesus. I know I didn't write anything. Anyway, I remember introducing my brother-in-law at the after party. I'm on the mic and I'm doing my shtick, and I've got 5 minutes, and then the red light goes off. I got to move on, and I say, and I'd like to introduce the son my dad always wanted, and my brother-in-law, and that shocked my table, my immediate family, and there was no laughing. And I thought it was funny.
See, I have the same thing, and everybody's always shocked at it. So my brother has 3 incredibly close friends. My father took them all in at different times and helped them. I always introduce myself as the 5th favorite son.
Yeah.
And everybody gets really uncomfortable about it. And I go, 1, it's funny. 2, I mean it.
Oh, my dad loved my brother-in-law.
My dad loved my brother's friends possibly more than he loved me. And that's not a shot at me. That's just how much love my father had. That's just, and the best part of my situation is 3 of those 5 are named Sean.
Oh, really?
2 of my brother's closest friends are named Sean. So I would rank people, and I would go, his favorite son is Sean, Daryl. And
I know Daryl.
And me.
Yeah.
And then I go, Daryl and I are the only 2 that know where we are. The rest of you can figure out where they are.
Daryl's a nice guy, but I see him at the bottom of the list.
He's at the bottom of the list.
I've only met him,
but he's above
times,
me.
Yeah.
And he loved it. And that's the thing. So no, I get it. No, you had your speech at the dinner was, or the reception was awesome. How you talked about how your parents all got together and had all these close knit other
and some
families.
of them came up and talked. Yeah.
And that was cool. Yeah.
God.
No, yours was very memorable. And to the point that it's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was different.
I wish I recorded it.
Yeah.
I go back and watch that. People record weddings all the time. I don't know why we're not recording
The
funerals.
most trouble I got into yesterday was, and I'm pissed I didn't do it. I wanted
Bring your camera.
I wanted a selfie. I had to stand next to the casket the whole time. I've got long arms and I've got an iPhone. Like there was a perfect angle of just me with my dad over my shoulder. That photo is awesome. I'd kill to have that photo. No one would let me do it. The only person who was on board was my son.
Yeah.
And that's probably not good. So, but Barbie's like, no, Beth is no, Sean is no, Kristen is no.
But it's your America. You should do what you want.
So Robert Frank, one of my heroes, my hero photographer that I'm going to Kansas I'm in 2 days, I'm leaving to Kansas. But based off of him, when he traveled the country to do his book, The Americans, he would stop at funerals of people he didn't know and take pictures.
Really?
We now celebrate those photos.
You should have done that. You should have had your camera with you.
Oh, my camera was with me.
You're in the reception
I had
line.
a
And
camera.
you're snapping photos.
But I didn't take any photos
Yeah.
because my father hated photos.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
He looked so happy in all the photos we saw of him.
Yeah, that's because his mouth is moving and he wouldn't stop talking.
Stop taking pictures, but you catch a smile.
Yeah.
Well, as he's saying.
And why do I look so